We have an update for you guys regarding our hen with the sour crop, and we'll be answering some of your questions. After our last video featuring our hen with the sour crop, we got a lot of viewer questions in the comment section of the video, and I figure for every question we get from a viewer, there's probably about 20, maybe even 30 other viewers who are thinking the same thing who just didn't leave a comment. So I'm going to answer some of those questions in just a little bit, but first I wanted to give you an update on the hen. As you see here, this was her infirmary and it is empty. I was hoping she'd still be in the infirmary, but Ashley had already released her. She had cleared her crop over the last couple days. There was nothing left in it. She was on a strict yogurt diet, so she wasn't eating solids. It cleared through and she seemed to be doing much better. So Ashley released her back to general population a few hours ago. And that's her over there by the rooster, and she is eating some grass. And as for the other chicken with the sour crop, I'm not sure which one it was. It's one of these black copper morans. Neither of them look like they have the swollen crop at this point. I believe that pretty much resolves our sour crop conflict, and I'm hoping it stays resolved. What do you think, Penny? Are we out of the woods on the sour crop? I'll take that as a yes. I just sat down to go over the questions and I got swarmed by sheep. Whoa! You okay, Maggie? Cough it up, girl. It's okay. Rhonda Montiel, Elizabeth Langford, and Christy Betts all want to know, how do you know when there's sour crop? How do you diagnose this? What are you looking for? With the blue copper moran hen, it was really obvious. We came out to do evening chores and she was actually free ranging. She had gotten out of the fencing and Ashley had thrown some feed down to feed Chicken Little, who is our free ranging rooster, and this blue copper moran hen came running over. She started devouring his food. She was attacking it, just aggressively eating as if she hadn't eaten in days. That kind of caught my attention. I looked over at her and I noticed the massive bulge in her chest, upper chest area, lower neck area. It was practically bouncing off the ground as she was eating. It was this big balloon in there just wobbling around. Ashley and I caught her with the net, and that's when we started manipulating the crop, feeling it. You could just feel it just stuffed to the max, full of grain. You can just feel all the grain in there. That's when we suspected it was sour crop. My friend David, who you've seen in some of our videos before, he was the one raising the silver fox rabbits. Some of his chickens had that before, and he was telling me about it a few months ago. So it was just in my mind as a possibility, and then I asked Ashley to look it up. She started reading about it, and she felt that sour crop is what we were dealing with there. In the sour crop video that we made, there was a part where Ashley and I caused the hen to regurgitate. We regurgitated the hen with Ashley still inside the fencing with the chickens. I was just on the outside of the fencing of the chickens. Connie has come to say hello as well. Can you say hi, Connie? Can you say hi? As the hen was regurgitating all the fluid out, a few pieces of her feed had come out with it apparently, and several of the other hens rushed over and started eating the feed that she had just regurgitated. I did get a couple of comments about that as well. Carol Warner and Hummingbird Sweets Homestead both left comments asking, is that really a good idea? Don't you think that whatever the bacterial or fungal problem is in the sour crop, that it could spread to the other chickens now that they're eating the food that was in her crop? Yes, absolutely. As soon as that happened, I was thinking that that was a mistake, and normally we do not do it within the fencing. It was something we just weren't thinking about in that moment. All the other times we've done it, we had done it outside of the fencing. It was just, I guess, the camera going, we were a little distracted, and we were just trying to get it done. So it's definitely not best practice and not something we normally do. Glenda Ruff asked if we soak our feed, meaning that we submerge the feed in water so that it softens. It also improves the nutritional quality of the feed, and it helps it become more digestible. Well, yes, we do in fact do that, except for the winter. During the winter time, we can't keep the feed in a warm place, so it'd freeze solid during the winter. But right now we're still soaking our grains. We've had really good results with it as far as it lasting longer and the birds seeming to be able to eat it better. On the flip side of that same coin, Sarada Wood asked if we ferment our feed. The viewer goes on in the comment to say that they've seen on other YouTube channels where the content creator presumably had experience with fermenting their feed and it causing sour crop, or they believed it to be causing sour crop, and this particular content creator, I don't know who it is, recommends not fermenting your feed. And as I said in the last question, we do soak our feed, but we don't soak it to the extent of fermentation. I think we do, as it's getting towards the bottom, we do start to get some mild fermentation going, but for the most part, we're not really fermenting the feed. We go through the buckets pretty quickly, so it's not sitting around getting fermented. Although my understanding is best practice would be to ferment the feed, because then you get that lactobacillus action going with the feed ingestion. Terry Beth Reed asked about whether we have corn in our feed. She said that corn can be a contributing factor to digestive problems in the chickens. Well, we do not use corn in our feed. We use a brand of feed called Scratch and Peck. It's out of Bellingham, Washington. It's 100% certified organic, and there is no corn and no soy in the feed. So in this case, the particular kind of feed is unlikely to be a contributing factor. Here comes little buddy.
Give Annabelle some love.
You're coming to give Annabelle some love?
Yes.
Well, she is waiting for you.
Yes, so can you please let me over the fence box?
Ooh, there she is.
Hello, Annabelle. I love you too. She loves me too.
Well, little buddy, we were just talking about the sauerkraut chicken. What do you think about her?
Oh. Well, I never seen you guys used to do this with helicopter and then the outside came out.
Yeah.
Someone also asked whether or not we're giving our chickens grit, this stuff, which helps the food in their crop digest. The answer is not as often as we should have. So I stocked up today and I mixed it in with their food. I found that works a little better than giving it to them free choice.
And lastly, we had Martha Mycloney. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that name. Sorry, Martha. Martha asked, how often do we need to do the procedure? We were making a point to do it at least once a day. I don't know if there's any specific guidelines on how often you should do it, but for us, a daily minimum I think was good, and on a couple occasions we did it twice in the same day. It would just depend on when help was available. We kind of do it as a two-person job. One holds the chicken while the other massages the crop and encourages the upheaval. So there were a few occasions where we did it twice in the same day, but pretty much just once a day. You want to say something?
Yes, and my parents are a team and they help each other.
That's right, and you help too.
Yep. I help with everything. If the sun's out, I wear the hat. If the sun's not out, I don't wear the hat.
You know it's a beautiful sight, little buddy?
No.
When you look over there and you see your flock of sheep hanging out, chewing their cud.
Yep.
That means all is well in the world with them. That takes care of all the viewer questions regarding the sour crop issue. Up ahead on the Grass-Fed Homestead YouTube channel, we have a fermenting pepper video. I started filming that. The peppers are fermenting, so we'll have that hopefully out when those peppers finish. Also, it's October, which means it's Q4, and we will be doing our quarterly progress report video. And also, being that it's October, it means that we are shifting into getting ready for winter mode. So we're going to be diving into winter shelter for the animals. We're going to be figuring that out. Winter hay storage and all the fun stuff that goes along with overwintering animals in North Idaho. So keep an eye out for those videos and more to come right here on the Grass-Fed Homestead.